You've probably never heard of Chongqing, but did you know it's home to 36 million people? That's right, 36 million. And no, it's not the next big tourist destination you've read about. It's something else entirely. But here's the real question: why aren't we talking about it more? Stick around because you'll want to know. Chongqing, China, is a city that might just blow your mind. It's enormous, chaotic, and filled with energy that's almost impossible to describe unless you're standing in the middle of it. And while it's home to a population that rivals some entire countries, it's one of the most overlooked cities in the world. It's packed with futuristic skyscrapers, endless street markets, and mind-blowing food. And did I mention the lack of tourists? You might think you know China, but Chongqing is unlike anything you've seen before. Let's dive in. When you think of big cities in China, you probably think of Beijing, Shanghai, or Hong Kong, right? But here's the thing: those places are packed to the brim with tourists, and they can often feel, well, a little too touristy. But what if there's a city that offers all the same vibes: futuristic architecture, vibrant street culture, and incredible food without the tourist crowds? What if I told you that city exists in the heart of China, and it's called Chongqing? Sounds too good to be true, right? Let's see if it lives up to the hype. Alright, let's talk about the city itself. The first thing you'll notice when you arrive is the sheer size of the place. I'm talking about a city that has a population of 36 million. Yes, you heard that right. It's a massive metropolis, but one that doesn't feel crowded. You've got all these towering skyscrapers, busy streets, and chaotic markets, but there's this incredible sense of space, almost like the city expands and shrinks with every step you take. The energy here is wild. One of the most striking things about Chongqing is how it feels like a blend of old and new. You can walk down one street and feel like you're stepping back in time, and then, just a few steps away, you're hit with a futuristic cityscape. It's like the past and the future are fighting for your attention at the same time, and it's all happening on the same street. As we make our way through Chongqing, we get a glimpse of how this city operates. The streets are filled with people, but it's not just the hustle and bustle of daily life you're seeing. Everywhere you look, people are connected through their phones, whether they're filming TikToks, live streaming, or chatting with friends online. It's this mix of modern tech culture with the deep-rooted traditions of the city that makes Chongqing feel so alive. The city's food culture is no joke, either. Hot pot is a staple here, and let me tell you, if you're not ready for spice, you might want to reconsider your life choices. Hot pot is more than just a meal, it's an experience. You get a boiling pot of broth in front of you, and you throw in your own meat, tofu, and vegetables, all while sweating from the heat of the spices. It's chaotic, it's fun, and it's unlike any dining experience you've ever had. But what really stands out about Chongqing is the people. Despite the massive crowds, there's a warmth to the locals that you can't ignore. Everyone I met was incredibly friendly, eager to show me around, and share their culture with me. It's this sense of hospitality that makes the city feel even more inviting. Sure, it's massive and sometimes overwhelming, but the people here really make you feel at home. One of the coolest things I experienced was the iconic skybridge that connects two of Chongqing's tallest skyscrapers. It's got glass floors, and let me tell you, it's a test of your nerve. If you're afraid of heights, this might not be the spot for you. But if you love feeling like you're on top of the world, this is the place to be. The view? Absolutely insane. You can see the entire city spread out before you, with layers of streets, buildings, and hills. But the real highlight for me wasn't the towering buildings or even the insane food, it was the culture. There's something about Chongqing that just clicks. It's the energy, the way the city moves, how it feels like it's always evolving. You're constantly seeing new things, whether it's someone dancing on a street corner for an audience or an old lady selling street food with a smile that could brighten up anyone's day. It's this blend of the modern world colliding with the deep history that makes Chongqing so unique. It's a place that's always moving forward, yet never forgetting where it came from. And even when the sun sets and the city lights flicker on, there's a whole new vibe. People flock to the squares to relax, grab a drink, and take in the view. But here's where it gets interesting: everyone's glued to their phones. I couldn't help but notice that most of the people around me were more focused on TikTok and live streaming than actually enjoying the moment. It's a strange juxtaposition, but it's also a reflection. I'm in Chongqing. I can honestly say this place has completely blown me away. It's massive, it's chaotic, and it's brimming with energy. But most of all, it's real. You get the vibe of a big city with all the perks of affordable living, stunning views, and food that will make your mouth burn, but without the usual crowds and tourist traps. It's a place that's still largely undiscovered by the global traveler, and that makes it all the more special. Chongqing isn't just another city in China, it's a destination that feels like it could be its own country. Whether you're looking to explore its rich history, get lost in its futuristic skyline, or try the most intense food of your life, Chongqing has something to offer everyone. This place really stood out as one of the most authentic, vibrant cities I've ever visited, and I think it's one that deserves way more attention than it gets. If you want to see more of my adventures, make sure to check out my next video. It's going to be something special.